tale as old as time. OC tries to go be a head coach, branches out on their own, thinks, I can walk into the locker room and treat these men the same way I treated the last guys I was with. Not understanding you don't have a personal relationship with them. You don't understand their stories yet. You don't understand their motivations. You don't understand what makes these men click. But you think, my way has worked, so I'm going to do this my way. Caleb Williams, you screw up in practice, offensive line, get the hell off the field. What's the rookie's name?
I can't remember.
Luther Burden,
wide
Burden,
receiver.
you screw up, wide receiver, first round pick, get the hell off the field. We don't like you, you messed up. DJ Moore goes on a podcast talking about how Ben Johnson, this is a rough offense. He doesn't really like some of it. And he doesn't really like how Ben Johnson, there's already defection in the locker room.
Hold on, didn't Graham Glasgow say he was uppity?
Graham Glasgow. Now your exes are kind of out in your ass.
Said he was uppity.
Uppity. And now the funniest thing that people are calling him is Skinny Patricia.
Oh my God. Is it really that bad though? Oh,
listen, I'm not there.
It don't look good. I can't lie. It don't look good.
But this shit doesn't leak if it's just a small thing.
Nah, true.
Right?
But Skinny Patricia, that's a hell of a slight.
But here's the deal. It's a two-pronged thing, though, right? The Chicago Bears are an undisciplined, unwinning football team. To become a disciplined, winning football team, sometimes you need to be coached hard. Mm-hmm. But there's ways to coach people hard. Like D-Mac, you always use the expression, pet the dog, kick the dog.
Kick them first.
Kick the dog, pet the dog.
Yeah.
Now, don't do that, and don't sue us, PETA.
You're right.
But it's an expression, not a reality. But if all you do is walk in the room and kick the dog, it's going to be a cowering animal. It's never going to love you. It's never going to live up to its potential.
Or it might attack you one day.
Or it might turn its ass on you. Correct.
You know what the biggest thing is? We're what? Not even, how long? Week in a training camp or whatever? Here's the biggest thing about why there's a crack in the culture or whatever's going on is because you're hearing about it.
Yeah.
You're hearing their own players and wide receivers bitch and moan and whatever. That doesn't happen. You could feel that way and have that disdain and that built, but it doesn't come out. So the fact that we're hearing it, it's true. No matter what, that's what culture is you're going to suck it up. If you believe in the culture, you'll suck it up.
Right.
If you don't, then you're going to eventually, it's going to crack and you're going to find out.
Have you ever been in a locker room?
Was that foreshadowing?
Maybe.
Well,
tune in and find out.
Have you ever been in a locker room where a new coach just came in and it's like, we haven't all bought in yet, and this guy's treating us like we have to buy in?
Yeah, dude, that's the Babcock.
Yeah, I was just
every time you talk about stuff like this, it's the Babcock effect, where I say the difference between one championships with both of them, and Mike Babcock coming in had already been a coach in Anaheim or whatever, but the difference between Scotty Bowman and Mike Babcock, if they did the same thing, Scotty Bowman collected rings. And you realize that, and what he did was for the benefit of you winning.
Right.
Where Mike Babcock was we don't do it my way, nobody wins. It was like a my way or the highway guy, and you separate. Patricia's a my way or the highway guy. Ben Johnson seems to be like a my way or the highway guy. Dan Campbell, not. It's what this takes to win. You look around at different cultures, and I think if you look at organizations in any sport, that's the first question you should ask.
Do you think it's easier for a guy like Dan Campbell to come in when the culture's absolute shit and you got to build it up?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Because Ben Johnson's walking in, and say what you want about the Bears, they're arrogant as shit. They think they're really good.
That's their problem.
Right.
Right, exactly. But you're dealing with something different there. But I always thought that when you go in, and anything, and this is just my experience and dabbling in so many different fields, is that when you're the new guy there, you got to shut up and listen and learn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, and learn and sort of you can have an idea to you what your way is, but it's not when you all this stuff that we hear, and we're using Ben Johnson in Chicago, is the fact it's me. Not we. It's the we. Look for the we, not the me. I preach that at the wrestling school all the time.
Yeah.
Right. In wrestling, it's a me business. But if you can be the best we in that area, that's what you're looking to. Don't even question. Detroit Lions have some of the most we.
Yeah.
Right, where they and when there is look in Allen Park, there's stuff going on. How long does it take for it to come out? and us to really hear about it and really get solidified if it's, it takes a while because guys don't spout. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a podcast, and you never hear
He ain't telling
anything.
the business. He not.
You know what I'm
anything
saying?
but good.
Right, well, but about authenticity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And the authenticity in Chicago seems to be like what did Grant Glasgow paraphrase uppity.
And to your point, if there was anything going on with Amon-Ra and the Lions, you wouldn't hear about it on this podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
As
But
opposed
that's
to a
what
Micah Parsons or somebody like that.
But that's what I'm saying, like with Dan Campbell being able to rebuild
Cowboys.
with his guys.
Yeah.
With
Right? Look
his
at
guys.
organizations.
Like when he brings in, when they draft these guys with just football insane mindsets, like I think that insulates them from having the type of guys that are divas in the locker room that have just based their whole career on talent and have been better than everybody their whole lives, but now they're at the professional level, and this guy doesn't want to go back to, working on a food truck or whatever. He wants to play in the NFL, so he's giving it his all while you're still, I'm talented.
Right.
Like that shit doesn't fly in the NFL. Hey, Joe Baby in the chat, I thought this was a great comment.
Shout out.
The guys listen to Dan's tough coaching because they know he absolutely loves them.
And,
That's a fact.
And he played.
And it's who he is.
And he played.
You can't just
There's
pretend to
something
be
to
somebody
playing,
you're not.
to players, to listening to guys that played. That's why what we always say here, right? Dan Campbell, what makes him so great is coaching staff, right? But there's something to the fact that he played. And did Ben Johnson play?
No.
There's a little bit to it.
Yeah. No,
I
made that comment when you were out, and I kind of got side-eyed. Like, of all the coaching staff, ours passes the eyeball test of what successful football people look like.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have any geeks over there. We got men that know football, and that's all they do, live, breathe, and eat football. Sidelist 5339 with the super chat coming
Shout
in.
out.
What did we hear when Dan came in? Quote, toughest practice ever. But I get it. I see the vision. No one was going out there talking like this.
Hold on. He made them go through a tough practice and then cried at the end of it, explaining how much he cared about these people.
I'm only doing this because I love you, man.
Exactly, and why I'm doing this. There's a method to the madness. That's what sets Dan Campbell apart from everybody else.
And I think that is an important aspect to this, is the clarification of why we're doing this.
Exactly.
Because I'll run through a wall for somebody if I know it's for a good reason. But if you just say, hey, run through that wall without giving me the why, I don't know.
And I don't want to run through that wall.
I may want to run through that wall if you can tell me why.
Yeah.
But if it's just because you want me to run through a wall and I don't see the purpose behind it, you can't motivate me to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel Ben Johnson's doing. Hey, because my system works. Look at what we did in Detroit last year. You better listen to me. Run through that wall. Well, why? Well, explain it to me, coach. Tell me.
Right.
Get off the field. We're bringing in the backups.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cool.
Maybe there's a better way for me to run through this wall if you take the time to work with me.
Right.
It's
It's like a
crazy.
Jordan Peterson clip that I saw on this lady like snarked at him when he didn't understand the question. He's like, well, maybe instead of being snarky, you could explain it in a different way that I understand it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
work with me here.
That's the mark of a good teacher or a good coach, being able to relate to other types of personalities.
God, I don't know what I'm going to enjoy most. Lions' successful season or a Bears train wreck?
What do you? I asked Sean Belegian this morning. Seeing everything going on with them right now, what's your win total for them? Just spitballing.
I had them at 8 and 9.
You had them at 8.
Yep.
Does that change now that you've seen some of the shit coming out of camp?
No. I think they're a mid team. That's what they are.
I don't know. 8 wins might be
I
generous.
think that if they buy into Ben Johnson and check their egos, that they could be better. But I don't. Alpha males. That's what NFL players are. That's why I thought Caleb Williams was going to struggle in a locker room. It's tough to walk in a room, even with these 5 guys, and kind of lead, right? You got to have the respect. You got to have, once again, explain why you're doing this. Otherwise, I can't motivate another millionaire. But no, I got Caleb Williams sauntering in with his painted nails and his man purse. It's not going to be respected by a guy. It isn't.
It would if he was performing. It'd be different if he was sweet, but he's not sweet to this point.
It's a part of the ecosphere, though, of leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta see you in the guy that's leading you, too. Like, D-Mac, did you see a little bit of yourself in Stevie Y?
Oh, you have to in your lead. Like, you have different leadership, and maybe it would be you'd see some things, but the things you'd apply, I would look to like Shanny, right? Because Shanny was that sort of like as a player and whatever. But I think that you take being a professional athlete isn't just the talent and everything on the field or the ice or whatever. It's preparation. It's being a pro off the ice too. That's where you maybe learn more, good, bad, right, wrong, and different. But it's all part of the process.
Yeah.
Right? But there's a certain way that all great leaders go about it, and it starts with work ethic. They don't get outworked.
Right.
Right? Like they don't get
And they don't
outworked. And
ask you
that's
to
the
do
difference
something
between
they
a
wouldn't
great
do.
talented guy and a leader. Not all super talented guys are great leaders.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. Just like not all offensive coordinators can be great head coaches, even if they're really damn good offensive coordinators.